everyone, so here doing this video for Toyota Supra auto to manual swap with the R154. The reason I'm doing this video, trying to get the information out there a little easier for anyone that needs help or trying to figure out things, and you're gonna work through this with me. Never done this before, just trying to work it out, did a whole bunch of research on forums and things like that. Haven't found any videos on it. Figured I'd help everyone else out and make the video. Some information about the car. It's a 1993 Toyota Supra, obviously, and we own it for almost 2 years now. And I've owned this car for almost 2 years now, and they bought it in the UK, had it shipped to the US, and it has been fully registered and everything, and I have a title for it and everything, which is awesome. Didn't know if I was going to be able to get it, but anyways, that's a little information about the car. A little bit of stuff I've done to it. I kept it very stock for the motor wise, and now since then they have, or other than the motor, which is stock, I've done some coilovers and did new anti-sway bars, and then it has also LS 400 brakes in the front, and drilled and slotted rotors. So now, kind of told you about the car and stuff. One of the first things I did before I put it up on jack stands was when it took it for a drive. So here's a little clip of my last drive before I actually did put it up on jack stands. first thing that you should always do is going to be putting the car up on jack stands. I would say put it up as high as you can. Put it up on 6-ton jack stands. That's what I have, is 6-ton jack stands. You'll see it in the video clip that I'm showing you that I put it up as high as I could. They're literally, the jack stands are as high as they can be, and then you see I was able to test, make sure with the transmission on the stand, I was able to slide it underneath the car. The next thing is go underneath the car and disconnect the linkage for the shifter. Once you disconnect the linkage, go back inside the car. So once you disconnect the drive from underneath, you also want to take out the seat. I took out the seat because it just makes your life so much easier without the seat in there, because then you can climb in and do whatever you need to, move stuff around and all that stuff. Next thing you want to do is take out this center console piece right here. All right, just gonna make sure this cannot be in drive, because if it's in drive it will not come out, so you have to put it into neutral or something like that to be able to actually get it out. Once you get that out, then you're gonna start taking off the actual center console here. So there are 2 screws here, one on each side, and then there's a screw right here in the center, and then there's one right here, and then there's another one right here. And then once you get those all out, then this whole center console will just slide out. And you just take it out, and you have to slide, you're gonna have to put the brake on, right? And slide this forward, and it just comes out just like that. Now that you got the center console out, the centerpiece and everything, next thing I would do is take out the dash pieces. Now my dash pieces are not screwed in. I've had to take them out quite a few times, so mine come out pretty easily. But they will. There's 3 screws on the top of here, and then you just kind of give it a nice pull, and it'll pull apart. And then there is going to be 2 clips, one here and one here, that are here and there, that are going to disconnect from there. This one is a lot harder to get off, but it will come off. Then make sure that you're taking the centerpiece out first, because if you do not take out the centerpiece, each one of these individual pieces will be a very big pain to get out. So take out the centerpiece, which will just pop right out. There's no screws attached to this one. Then you will have to start taking a couple screws out of here, right? So there's a screw that's here, and then there is another screw on the bottom there, right? So once you get those screws out, then you're gonna just kind of give it a nice little pull. It'll pull apart. Again, shifter will have to be back so it's out of the way, and slide it out. The emergency brake will have to be off, put it all the way down. And then on this one, there are multiple clips, right? So there's, if you have the traction control and aero like my twin turbo has, there's 2 on the bottom here. Then there's 2 orange clips that are right here, and then there's another clip for the clock, and then for your cigarette lighter. And that's all you really need to take it apart. for right now. Eventually we'll get into taking the actual stereo out and then taking these bolts out, because I'm doing an actual tunnel replacement as well, so we'll get to that once we get to that process. This is, since we already have this disconnected and it just moves around, now we are going to actually take the shifter out. So there are 4 screws that go all the way around, and there are also there are 3 clips that are connected to it. Take all those clips off first, and then you take the 4 bolts out, and since you have the linkage in the bottom already disconnected, it should just come right. So once you take your 4 bolts out and have everything unclipped, then you can it'll slide out just like that. Now this is the clips, just so that you can see them. So there's a clip that's right here, and then a blue clip and another clip here, and then there's 2 spots, or 4 spots where the actual cables on each side are connected to, which are here, which you can just take a screwdriver and just kind of pop them out, and then again here and here. Kind of did a little basic stuff. This is very basic things from the beginning. The next episode we'll start working on the actual taking the transmission out, because that's kind of the next step. Then while we're taking the transmission out, they'll be taking the drive shaft off, taking the exhaust off, and all those things like that. So stay tuned for the next episode. Like the video, subscribe if you want to, don't really care. This is just for information, so have a good day. Bye.